Hi and welcome to the Arsenal Circle, here to talk to you today about the latest match between England and USA. It was quite a dull match, this one, and it was really disappointing to come away with 1 point. But let's go straight into it. Let's talk about the lineup that we decided to go with an unchanged lineup from Iran, and I think this was a missed opportunity to start someone like Foden, to start I mean, I wouldn't say Wilson, but after Kane's performance, maybe we should have started Wilson. I'll get into that a bit later. But it was a good opportunity to start Foden, maybe start Ben White, Ramsdale, Walker. Just rotate some of these players, and I was quite surprised we didn't. But at the end of the day, I know it's a big game, so you don't want to just keep rotating your team and rotate your team in large quantities. But I think maybe one rotation would have been fine. I think most people were expecting that. But no, we decided to go up with the same starting 11, and it hasn't worked. I think the first half, we had the majority of the control of the ball. We didn't have the better chances, but we did look like the more likely team to win. The USA still had better chances. But look, on football, there was basically... Look at this, was a dry game, man. Only substitutions, no yellows, no nothing. I do want to draw your attention quickly to the stats. There was a 0.61 expected goals to the USA compared to a 0.54 to England. But we did hold 55% of the ball. So, on one hand, you look at that, and it kind of backs up what I said about the first half, right? They had the better chances, but we had better control of the team. I do want to say USA played a good game today. I think it's a shame for them that they didn't get the 3 points, actually, because they easily could have gone out and won this match, and that would have really put them in a good position. But it does mean now that to not qualify, we'd have to lose 5-0 to Wales, I think it is. And I think we're all right. I don't think we're going to struggle. I don't think we're going to struggle there. But yeah, right. Let's go through some not stand up, but let's go through the underachievers of this match. I think the ratings are quite representative, apart from Bellingham and Saka. I do think that they shouldn't be 6.4 respectively. I don't know why they're 6.4, but I think, and Pickford as well. Pickford didn't have that bad of a game, so I don't know why he's at 6.9. These three in particular, Sterling, Mount, and Kane, they didn't have the best of games, but that's just how it is. I don't know. I still don't get. I can't grasp why Mount is starting over Sterling. Mount is starting over Foden. I don't know. I don't really understand that. But yeah, Kane missed so many big opportunities. Not really, but he prevented so many. It's like you got big chances created and then big chances prevented from created. Kane's right up there today. I do want to draw your attention to this shot. Perfect whippage from across. Look at it. Look at where he's placed it on the edge of the D. What is going on there? He's absolutely fumbled. And that that's quite representative of the rest of his game. Similarly with Mount, he just seems really dull. Whenever Mount was on the ball, I wasn't confident. I wasn't expecting him to do something and pull something out of somewhere. And I mean, to be fair, Sterling had a pretty good first half, but I did think by the second half he was just a bit average, and then we subbed him off. I thought Rice in particular had a really good game today. I just saw him winning the ball back quite a lot, along with Harry Maguire. This left side, we were very, very strong, actually. Luke Shaw also having quite a good game. And John Stones and Trippier kind of having average games. I did like the link-up play between Saka and Trippier at the start. I thought it was nice. Again, the first half performance was a lot better than the second half. But I don't know. I just thought that we were missing something today. We didn't look like we were too motivated to go out and win. This is a rivalry match. We have to go for it. And it means that America is still unbeaten against us in the World Cup, and that doesn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? And all this hype's been around since the draws happened, right? The hype around this match. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna win? Well, it's a 0-0 draw, and it's the 5th of the tournament so far. It really doesn't feel like a World Cup sometimes. I know I did say in the previous video that I did feel the World Cup vibe, but man, today really didn't have that vibe. Um, 68,000 people in attendance apparently, but we don't know if they're capping about that. And not one of them were happy with the result. Let's be real. America and England aren't happy with this result. It's not a good result for either side, and I guess it's unfortunate. I mean, let's talk about America a bit, because I do think that they played a pretty good game and they managed the game pretty well. Robinson, especially here, played it pretty well. Quite a good game, especially so again with Turner, who's been given man of the match by FootMob, and looking at it, he probably deserves it, right? I don't think anyone stood out. Both teams weren't particularly great. And, Turner made a couple saves that he had to make. He didn't do anything wrong. He was composed on the ball. So big up to him, man. I do think that there's a potential possibility that he might challenge Ramsdale for the starting place in the Arsenal side at some point in the near future. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see about that, because I know that Turner's distribution is not on the level of Aaron Ramsdale, but his goalkeeping ability is. So, that one's up in the air. Again, this just really wasn't a good enough game, good enough performance. Let's mention some of the substitutions. We subbed on Jack Grealish for Raheem Sterling in the 68th minute. I do think that this was the correct decision to sub off Sterling, but maybe bring on Foden, or I don't know, or Foden for Mount here. I think just Foden should have come on for either Mount or Sterling, and we brought off Sterling. I was happy with that, and we brought on Grealish. But I do have to say, Grealish played a good game when he came on. He was on the ball quite a lot, involved in the play, and fair enough. To Grealish, he did what he did. Same thing with Henderson. I thought, why are we bringing on Henderson here? I didn't really understand that one too much, although. I guess, but I just thought the game was slow and USA was starting to take control because of it. Henderson's not going to make the game quick, is he? He's not going to start making, he's not going to make the game fast flowing, free flowing. I mean, I know he's a good player, but it's not the right type of substitution at this point. Henderson's someone you bring on when you're 1-0 up, not when you're bringing on 0-0 and you need a goal. You know what I mean? And then we brought off Saka for Rashford. I think here we should have brought on Wilson for Kane. I do think that Kane, he didn't play a good game. Just try something else. I mean, worst thing that happens, we concede to USA and we lose a point, right? We should be beating Wales. And I don't think that bringing on Wilson for Kane would have made us concede. I think it's a risk that we should have taken. And it's unfortunate that we didn't. Maybe I'm wrong for that. But again, why did Mount not come on? Why did Foden not come on? I mean, there was a stat that Foden created the same amount of chances today as Sterling, Mount, and Kane combined. Foden didn't fucking play. So these guys made 0 chances. What is going... that's 3 out of 4 of our attackers didn't make a chance in a match against USA. Come on, guys. Come on. It's not good enough. Again, as you can see, more shots to America, and we committed less fouls actually. But it was a feisty game. You could see some passion there, but it wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't feel like a derby. Derby day in club level, it feels a lot more intense than this match, and I wish that country derby matches were proper, all about it, because I know that the English players know how much it means to the English fans that we beat America. They just didn't play like they knew that. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, at the end of the day, we just didn't do a good enough job, and I think it's partially down to Gareth Southgate, but I also think it's partially down to, well, in particular these two, but Sterling, wasn't amazing, and I mean, just the whole team in general was quite lackluster. The attack didn't have anything going forward, but defensively we were pretty good. But again, defense is not going to get you goals. It wins you games, but it only wins you games with a good attack, with a decent attack, right? So I think the Turner shout for being man of the match, that is completely justified. And again, I don't know, it's just disappointing that we didn't get 3 points here and just confirm that we're going through, because it does mean that we have to try not to lose 5-0 to Wales now, which I don't think will be a problem. But they've got everything to fight for. So maybe it will be a problem. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the match down below. It's just a shame, isn't it? What you thought about how we played. Do you think that Southgate made some of the wrong decisions? Do you think we'll go through? I mean, we will. But do you think that this shows that we can't win the World Cup? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.